Hello friends, it is time for chapter 21 of Varjak Paw by SF Said, published by Corgi. That's where it says Corgi there, that's how I know. And, well, what happened in the last one? It wasn't very pretty, was it? Varjak and Holly ran into the big cat that works for Sally Bones, a big cat called Razor with scars on his face. And he was being properly menacing, properly scary, and Varjak stood up to him. Varjak got absolutely plastered, so not looking good. Let's find out what happens in chapter 21, shall we? Chapter 21. Varjak's wounds healed as the moon grew bigger in the sky. He slept most days in Holly's alleys or hunted and foraged for food with her. By night they searched the city for Tam. He was worried for her, but he liked learning about hidden ways and secret paths that no one else knew. Together, he and Holly walked the city's walls, its window ledges, its shadowy back streets. They always kept clear of people, though they could often hear them close by. They stayed away from the wide main roads. They never approached or even mentioned those shrieking, roaring metal monsters that prowled up and down them. Everywhere they went they asked about Tam, and no one had seen her. Neither Varjak nor Holly said the word aloud, but it was beginning to look like Tam had vanished. "Now," said Holly, "there's one part of the city we haven't searched yet, and it's time we did. Sally Bones' territory. It's dangerous, but we got to try it." Varjak didn't say anything. He didn't think they'd find Tam there. They were nowhere near it the last time they'd seen her. He didn't want to run into Razor again so soon, but he was curious about the tales of Sally Bones, the cat who was white and who could appear out of thin air. Holly led the way through the streets, out of their familiar ground, and into parts of the city Varjak hadn't been in before, though he'd glimpsed them from the hill long ago. The streets became bigger the further they went. So did the buildings. One of them was almost as high as a hill. Its outlines sparkled with lights. It had a glass front with windows instead of walls. Each showed something different inside. Varjak peered into a window. There were animals in there, ranged out and displayed on glass shelves. Little furry mice, and fluffy rabbits, and colourful birds. Their eyes were open, but they were silent and still. It was as if they were stuck in the moment, frozen in time, forever about to move but never quite making it. "Stop staring, Mr. Paw," said Holly. "Never seen a toy shop before." "What are they?" "The toys? They're nothing. Children play with them." She moved off down the pavement. "Come on, we can't hang about in Sally Bones' territory." Varjak tore his eyes away from the frozen scene and followed her, but he was getting the strangest feeling. It was like in the alley before the mouse hunt, a cold sensation, being watched by something not quite alive, but not quite dead. He let his awareness flow out again. He found the source. It was coming from a stack of boxes by the toy shop door. One box had fallen on its side. Split open, the flap hung loose and limp. "I am very well, thank you, please," said a tinny little voice from inside the box. It rustled, and out came a cat. "I am very well, thank you, please." Varjak's first thought was that it looked like Tam, or cruel joke about Tam. It had her shaggy chocolate brown fur and comfortable look, but everything else was horribly wrong. Like the animals in the window, it didn't seem real. Its eyes were wide open, but they were glassy, expressionless. It was smiling, but the smile was weirdly empty. It talked, but back to front. Nonsense. "Tam," said Varjak. "Tam." "Happy, happy, happy," said the cat. Varjak's fur stood on end. "It's Tam!" he cried. "Look, Holly, what's happened to her?" "Don't be stupid," said Holly. "It's a toy." She peered closer at the cat. Its head nodded, bopping up and down cheerfully. "It's a good one. Very realistic. Look at the detail. The fur's perfect, but it's Tam's fur." "Tam's fur was never so neat." Holly sniffed it. "Doesn't smell like a cat, does it? Listen to it. It's not how cat talks." "I be your friend forever," said the toy in its strange and hollow voice. "Oh, Holly, it's horrible. I'm sure it's Tam." Holly wheeled about and faced him with her mustard eyes on fire. "Of course it's not Tam," she yelled. "Get it through your head. Tam's gone, see? She's vanished." There was a moment of silence. Even the toy cat seemed to be hanging on her words. "There, I said it. She's vanished. She was a greedy idiot. No, she's vanished. Another fine friend who's left me. She's not coming back. Ever. Understand?" Varjak had never seen Holly so upset. He knew that Holly missed her friend, of course, but she was so spiky and cool. She'd never shown it before. "Are we going to keep looking for her?" he said softly. "Here's your pretty kitty cat," said the toy. Holly closed her eyes. "No, she's not here. She's not anywhere. She's vanished." She shook her head. "I'm sorry I shouted at you. It's just... that's not Tam." Varjak peered again at the toy cat. She was right. Tam had vanished. But this wasn't her. It looked like her. That was all. It wasn't even alive. It wasn't even dead. A cat which was not quite a cat. Behind it there were more, just the same, shuffling around in the broken box. "I am very well, thank you, please," they said. He shivered. "I don't like 'em," he said. "Why would anyone want one of those when they could have a real cat?" "People like toy cats better than real cats," said Holly. "No looking after. They do what you want. They're always nice and cute. Not like us." She grinned. "Not like you, anyway. You couldn't get a toy cat to stink if you tried." He had to smile. "Come on," she said. "Let's get away from here before we run into Sally Bones. Let's go home." Varjak's mind whirled as they sped back through the city. He didn't like these toy cats, not one bit. But then he remembered the toy mouse back in the Contessa's house, how real it had seemed, how much he'd wanted to play with it. The Contessa's house. He hadn't thought about it often, with all that was been happening, but the idea brought pictures into his mind. An empty armchair, an antique fireplace, a roll of china bowls. The pictures were hard to hold on to. They kept changing into other pictures. The harder he tried to hold on to them, the harder it became. Even the garden that night. The gentleman's lips, the way his cats moved. It was all fading. At that moment, Varjak felt he would give anything to be with his family again. Away in the distance, he heard the muffled roar of a metal monster. A great wave of sadness washed up from his stomach. "Let's stop here, Mr. Paw," said Holly suddenly, snapping him out of his thoughts. She pointed at a covered alley. "We're still on Sally's turf, but it's more dangerous to walk through her streets now than to sleep here for the day." She smiled at him. He tried to smile back. He couldn't. "Hey, what's wrong?" she said. "I want to go home." "I told you it's safer to stay here." "Not that home. My old home. On the hill." "Still thinking about that?" She shrugged. "What's stopping you?" "I can't. I was supposed to go back with the dog, to save my family from the gentleman and his cats. I tried to get one, Holly. I stood there in front of those monsters, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't even get them to talk." He closed his eyes, the shame still stinging like a fresh-cut wound. "I failed." "It's not your fault," she said gently. "Dogs are scary. Stupid, too. I never heard of a cat who could talk to them." Varjak sighed. Jalal could do it, he knew that. But he was no Jalal. He wasn't even a proper Mesopotamian blue. "All I know is I let everyone down. I can never, ever go back without a dog. I don't even have a home anymore." "That's not true. whole world's your home, even Sally Bones' territory. And she winked a mustard eye at him. Let's get some sleep. It'll seem better tomorrow. You never know what's around the corner. They settled down, side by side in the shadows of the alley. There was no invisible barrier between them anymore. There hadn't been for quite a while. That's the end of chapter 21. Oh, I didn't want to leave it there. I want to know what happens next, but I am going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it for another day. I'll read you another chapter maybe tomorrow. Until then, you get on with whatever it is you need to get on with, and I will see you soon. Bye.